I need you to pay very close attention because what I'm about to reveal isn't something most men ever notice. And if you miss it, you could walk past the single most powerful signal a woman can give. Right now, I want you to feel a little uneasy because it's likely that even women themselves don't fully understand the depth of what I'm about to explain. This is the truth about desire, attention, and female psychology, raw, unfiltered, and dangerously revealing. Stick with me until the very end because I'm going to give you the ultimate key that changes everything in how women see you, and it's something most men completely overlook. Imagine for a moment you're with a woman. You've talked, laughed, maybe even flirted. You think you're connecting, but there's a subtle energy at play that most men never recognize. It's in her eyes, in the way she moves when she's around you, in the tiny gestures that almost seem accidental, but they're not. Women communicate desire in ways that bypass words. They don't always say it directly. They show it, and if you're not tuned in, it slips past you. That's why most men chase endlessly, hoping a yes will come from words alone. But desire isn't verbal, it's emotional, it's chemical, it's instinctual. And if she's doing this right under your nose, it means she's already drawn to you in ways deeper than she, or even you, might realize. Here's the part that makes men uncomfortable. Women test men constantly, not consciously all the time, but instinctually. Every laugh, every touch, every glance is a subtle measurement. She's gauging your confidence, your presence, your energy. And the moment she lets her guard down, without needing anything from you, without a demand or a word, you've crossed a threshold most men never reach. You've entered the space where she chooses to show you herself, unfiltered. And make no mistake, this isn't flirtation that fades with a text or disappears after a night out. This is the kind of attention that signifies a deep, genuine pull. Now you might be thinking, how do I know when it's real? That's exactly what we're going to uncover together. You see, desire doesn't come with an announcement. It comes with signals so subtle, so easy to miss, that most men either misread them or dismiss them entirely. And that's why I want you to really lean in, because in the next moments, you're going to start seeing women and attraction through a lens most men never experience. Once you understand this, your interactions will shift. You won't chase. You won't wonder. You'll recognize when she's already giving you what most men spend months, even years, trying to earn. But before we dive deeper, I want you to do something small that will set the tone for everything else. Take a moment to notice your own attention. Be honest with yourself. Are you really seeing her, or are you just reacting? Because the truth about female psychology, and what I'm about to reveal, is that women feel when men are truly present versus when they're distracted. And if you can master this, you're already steps ahead of 90% of men out there. Stick with me. What comes next will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about attraction. And by the end, you'll understand exactly what to look for. The kind of signals that say, without a doubt, she's already yours. Now, I want you to visualize something most men never notice, even when it's staring them in the face. You're talking to her, laughing, maybe even teasing. But then there's a subtle moment. A touch that lingers just a fraction longer than normal. A glance that meets yours and doesn't immediately look away. That small, almost imperceptible action is what separates curiosity from genuine desire. This is the invisible line that tells you she's already drawn to you, and most men completely fail to recognize it. Let me be clear. Women don't hand this out to everyone. She's measuring, assessing, observing. She's testing not just your confidence, but your awareness, your ability to pick up on her energy. When she allows herself to lean into you emotionally, even in tiny ways, she's signaling something profound: trust, comfort, interest. And it's happening right now in ways so subtle that if you're not paying attention, you'll mistake it for friendliness, politeness, or coincidence. Here's the psychological truth that most men never hear. Attraction is not logical. It doesn't come from your looks alone, or even your status. It comes from the interplay of energy, presence, and subtle emotional signals. When she does this, when she mirrors your movements without thinking, when she laughs slightly longer at your jokes, When she finds ways to be near you, she's giving you access to her internal world. She's showing you that she's comfortable enough to lower her social armor. And that is not casual. That is a psychological opening that very few men earn. The dangerous thing is, most men misread this. They either overanalyze it or dismiss it entirely. They see her smile and think, she's just nice. They feel a touch and think, it was nothing. But I need you to understand, it's not nothing. Every subtle gesture, every unconsciously prolonged glance, every slight shift toward you, it's her subconscious telling you that she's interested, that she's curious, that she's already imagining a version of you two together. She's silently inviting you to step closer, to meet her at a level that words alone can't reach. And this is where most men fail. They don't recognize the pattern, so they either hesitate or chase too hard. Confidence isn't just about showing up. It's about reading the unspoken language she's giving you and responding in a way that honors it, not with pressure, not with overcompensation, with awareness, with presence. When you do this right, she doesn't have to say a word. Her energy will tell you everything you need to know. She's already leaning in. You just have to notice and then act with subtlety and certainty. I want you to imagine yourself seeing this clearly from now on. Every interaction becomes a map of signals, tiny, nuanced, but loaded with meaning. Once you understand what she's doing, you'll start noticing it everywhere. The way she touches her hair, the way she mirrors your posture, the way her laughter shifts when you're around. This is no accident. This is female psychology in motion. And if you're paying attention, you're already more than halfway to understanding exactly how to move from curiosity to desire in a way that feels natural, magnetic, and irresistible. Now, this is where most men completely miss the signs, because they're looking for words instead of energy. I'm going to tell you the subtle behaviors that scream, without a doubt, that she's already emotionally invested in you. Pay attention, because once you recognize these, everything changes. You don't need to guess. You don't need to chase. You just need to see. First, notice how she reacts to your presence. Does she shift her body toward you without thinking? Lean slightly closer when you speak. This isn't accidental. Women unconsciously position themselves physically toward people they're interested in. It's primal, it's instinctual, and it's a direct reflection of her internal attraction. If she's already doing this, it means she's comfortable and curious. She's giving you proximity without needing permission, and that is a clear psychological signal of interest. Second, pay attention to her voice. Not what she says, but how she says it. Does it soften around you? Does it rise subtly when she laughs at your jokes? Women modulate their tone unconsciously when they're attracted. It's like a subconscious melody designed to pull you closer emotionally. Most men hear her words but ignore the music behind them. If you listen carefully, you'll realize she's already connecting with you on a level that goes beyond casual conversation. Next, watch her eyes. Eye contact is the most overlooked indicator of desire. When she holds your gaze just a fraction longer than necessary, when she looks at your lips without realizing it, or when her pupils slightly dilate in your presence, she's giving you a silent invitation. This isn't manipulation. This isn't strategy. This is a raw, biological response that she cannot control completely. She's already signaling a willingness to connect deeply, and if you miss it, you're missing the most important cues she's offering. Then there's mirroring, the tiny ways she imitates your gestures, posture, or expressions. A woman unconsciously mirrors the men she's drawn to because it fosters connection and builds rapport without words. If you catch yourself noticing this, it's not subtle anymore. It's a confirmation. She's attuned to your energy and already matching it. This is a subconscious way of saying, I like your presence, I want to be closer, I feel safe with you. Finally, notice her curiosity, the questions she asks, the stories she shares, the little vulnerabilities she lets slip. Women only do this with men they're comfortable with, men they feel a pull toward. If she's revealing these small details, especially before anything physical happens, she's emotionally investing in you. And when emotional investment precedes physical interest, that's when the attraction becomes magnetic, almost irresistible. These behaviors are subtle, but they're profound. They aren't tricks, they aren't games. They're the language of attraction, written in gestures, tone, and energy. And when you can see them clearly, you'll no longer be a man guessing whether she's interested. you'll know. She's already leaning toward you. The question is, are you ready to respond in a way that amplifies this attraction instead of scaring it away? Because that's the next level, and it's where most men fail miserably. Now we're stepping into the territory that most men never understand, the emotional triggers that make her desire intensify. And this is where knowing female psychology gives you a massive edge. You see, attraction isn't about being nice or funny. It's about creating a subtle, magnetic pull that makes her feel drawn to you in a way she can't rationalize. Once you understand this, you're no longer chasing, you're being chosen. The first trigger is emotional safety. Women are wired to seek comfort, but not in a weak or boring way. Emotional safety is the feeling that you see her, that you understand her without judgment, that she can be vulnerable around you without fear. When she feels this, her subconscious begins to release desire signals, often without her realizing it. She'll smile differently around you, she'll linger in your presence, and she'll unconsciously test how far she can lean in emotionally. Every small act of trust she shows you is a green light, a signal that she's ready for more, and it's something most men completely miss. Next is challenge. It might sound contradictory, but women are drawn to men who aren't instantly available, who have boundaries, who hold their energy. This isn't about being aloof. It's about creating a subtle tension that keeps her engaged, curious, and emotionally invested. If she's teasing, playfully testing, or even slightly challenging you, it's a strong indicator that she's already interested. She's investing her energy in trying to understand you, which is far more powerful than any casual flirtation. Then there's mirroring of emotional intensity. Women often match the emotional energy of the man they're attracted to. If she laughs at your jokes with genuine excitement, if her stories become more animated when you're around, if her tone shifts subtly when she shares herself, she's connecting deeply with your presence. This is not casual conversation. It's emotional alignment, a sign that she's already experiencing attraction on a subconscious level. And the more attuned you are to this energy, the more you can amplify it, drawing her even closer without saying a word. Another subtle trigger is attention to detail. Women notice when you remember small things, how she likes her coffee, a story she told weeks ago, a phrase she casually dropped. If she catches that you remembered, that you paid attention, her subconscious is flooded with validation. This isn't about manipulation, it's about demonstrating awareness, presence, and emotional attunement. These small acknowledgements often create a powerful magnetic pull that makes her feel understood and seen, which is irresistible. Finally, there's the silent pull of anticipation. Desire intensifies when there's an unspoken curiosity, a magnetic tension between you. When she's already leaning in, testing your energy, and subtly mirroring your behavior, the emotional triggers are already in motion. She's imagining possibilities, feeling the thrill of connection before words are exchanged. And this is the moment where most men fail. They either overstep, break the tension, or underestimate the power of letting desire build naturally. If you can recognize and respond to these triggers, you're not just interacting, you're creating attraction that feels inevitable to her. She's already drawn to you. Now it's about deepening that connection, guiding it naturally, and letting her desire intensify without pressure. Now, pay very close attention because this is where most men completely misread women. There are invisible behaviors that happen when she's already thinking about you constantly. Behaviors so subtle, so natural, that only the most aware men ever notice them. If you can see these, you're no longer guessing. You're reading her mind without words. The first sign is unconscious preoccupation. She might check her phone, pause mid-scroll, and smile at something you said or did. She might reference something you mentioned days ago without even realizing it. These aren't coincidences. Her mind is pulling you in, replaying your interactions, testing how she feels, imagining scenarios. If she's doing this, you're already on her radar emotionally, not just physically. She's thinking about you when you're not around, and that's the most powerful form of silent desire. Then there's playful teasing. If she gently mocks your habits, laughs at your quirks, or challenges you with jokes, she's signaling comfort and interest at the same time. Women rarely tease men they don't feel attracted to. It's a subtle dance of emotional testing. And if she's doing it naturally, it's a sign she's already invested in seeing how you respond. The more you handle it with confidence and humor, the deeper the attraction grows. Another behavior is subtle prioritization. Maybe she rearranges her day to see you, engages with your messages faster than others, or finds excuses to be around you. She's not announcing it, she's showing it. Women communicate a lot through actions rather than words, and this is her way of signaling that you matter. If you notice this pattern consistently, it's not luck or coincidence. It's a sign that she's already leaning emotionally toward you. Next is mirrored energy. When she laughs at your jokes the same way you intend, matches your pace in conversation, or subtly mimics your gestures, she's sending a subconscious signal of alignment. This is powerful because it reflects her internal state. She's attuned to you, matching your energy without even thinking. This kind of mirroring only happens when she's genuinely drawn to a man. It's biology in motion. Finally, observe tiny, repeated touches or glances. A brush on the arm, a quick look when she thinks you're not noticing, leaning just a little closer. These small, repeated signals add up. They are her body's way of saying she's already comfortable, curious, and emotionally open to you. Most men miss them because they expect dramatic gestures, but desire often whispers before it shouts. If you can read these signs, you're no longer in the dark. You're not chasing, you're responding. She's already thinking about you, imagining possibilities, and emotionally leaning in. And once you recognize this, the dynamic flips. You're the center of her attention, not the other way around. The pull becomes mutual, the attraction undeniable, and the next moves you make carry enormous weight. Now it's time to understand how to escalate her emotional investment naturally. This is the point where most men fail because they either move too fast or don't recognize the signals she's giving. But if you do this correctly, you don't chase, you don't pressure, you allow her desire to deepen on its own, and she will feel drawn to you in a way that's almost irresistible. The first principle is amplify the connection without demanding it. When she shares something personal, laugh with her, empathize, or reflect back the emotion she's expressing. This doesn't mean being a therapist or agreeing with everything she says. It means showing presence, acknowledgement, and understanding. When she feels heard on a deeper level, her attraction grows because she senses a man who can hold her emotional energy, someone stable, confident, and rare. Next is controlled vulnerability. This is the secret most men never learn. Vulnerability creates intimacy, but it has to be balanced with confidence. Share a story, a thought, or a feeling that shows depth, but do it without apologizing or seeking validation. Women feel drawn to men who can reveal themselves without losing control of their own energy. When you do this correctly, she starts seeing you as emotionally capable, intriguing, and magnetic. It triggers desire because it shows strength, not weakness. Then there's the push-pull dynamic. You want her to lean in emotionally, but you also want to maintain your own presence and boundaries. Notice when she tests you, through teasing, playful challenges, or subtle hints of jealousy, and respond with calm, confident energy. This isn't manipulation, it's balancing attraction in a way that keeps her invested. When done correctly, she subconsciously chases you, not the other way around. Another tool is attention to small details. If she mentions a favorite song, movie, or memory, reference it later. If she laughs at a joke, mirror it subtly later in conversation. These tiny gestures signal that you're tuned into her, that you value her, and that you're thinking about her even when she's not around. These are micro-attractions that deepen desire exponentially. Finally, understand the power of anticipation. Desire grows when there's a tension, a subtle emotional pull, and moments left unsaid. Don't rush closeness. Let the magnetic energy build naturally. When she's already leaning in, testing her feelings, and emotionally invested, you're not forcing attraction. You're allowing it to flourish. She feels compelled to engage, to imagine, and to desire you more because you've mastered the delicate balance of presence, attention, and subtle emotional energy. By now, if you've been paying attention, you'll start seeing women differently. You'll recognize when she's already drawn to you, understand the signals she's giving, and know exactly how to deepen her attraction naturally. She's not only noticing you, she's emotionally investing in you, thinking about you, and leaning in before you even make a move. This is the kind of psychological edge most men never experience, and now it's yours. Now, we arrive at the ultimate truth, the confirmation signals that tell you, without a doubt, she's already yours. These are the behaviors so clear, so consistent, that there's no guessing involved. Recognizing them gives you complete clarity, power, and confidence in every interaction. The first is consistent emotional availability. She reaches out, initiates conversation, or engages with your presence repeatedly, not out of obligation, but because she wants to. She remembers details, asks about your day, and checks in emotionally. This isn't casual attention. It's her signaling that you're important, that she's invested, and that she's already imagining a connection with you on a deeper level. Second, physical proximity without prompting. She finds reasons to be near you, whether sitting closer, walking alongside you, or lingering in your space. Women unconsciously gravitate toward men they desire. If she's naturally positioning herself near you, even in subtle ways, it's a definitive signal of attraction and comfort. Most men mistake this for coincidence, but it's biology in motion, showing you that she's already drawn to you physically and emotionally. Then there's emotional mirroring, amplified over time. She not only reflects your energy in the moment, but also matches your mood shifts, your humor, and your emotional tone consistently. This is not casual mimicry. It's a sign that she's deeply attuned to your presence. When this happens, it's a clear confirmation that she's invested in you on a level most men will never recognize. She's already syncing with you emotionally. Another unmistakable signal is spontaneous attention and subtle flirtation. A lingering look, a casual touch, playful teasing, or an inside joke repeated just for you. All of these indicate she's already emotionally connected and desires your attention. She's testing your response, gauging your energy, and reinforcing the pull she feels toward you. This is her subconscious way of saying, "I'm already here and I want to see if you're with me." Finally, the most powerful confirmation is her imagination about you two together. It shows in the way she talks about future plans, shares personal stories with hints of inclusion, or imagines experiences where you're part of her life. Women who are truly attracted begin to incorporate you into their mental landscape before words are ever exchanged. If you notice this, it's undeniable. She's already leaning in, emotionally and mentally, and she's creating space for you in her life without realizing she's doing it. Recognizing these signals changes everything. You're no longer guessing. You're no longer chasing. She's already invested, already drawn, already imagining you in her life. Your next move is simple. Respond with calm confidence, presence, and subtle guidance. Reinforce the pull she's already creating. Honor the attraction, don't pressure it, and watch as desire naturally intensifies. This is female psychology at its rawest, most powerful level. And now that you can read it clearly, you have an edge almost no other man possesses. She's already yours in ways most men never realize, but only if you see it, respect it, and respond correctly.